Hello and welcome to SMETV. I'm your host Angela Vithulkis, bringing you the latest in news and views for the SME community. They say life is short. Smile while you still have teeth. Confused? Not sure where I'm going? What about there are 1,440 minutes in a day and your teeth only need 4 of them? Okay. Did you know that 1 in 5 Australians avoid dental due to cost? Well, keep watching, it will all make sense soon. To join our SMETV community, just subscribe to our YouTube channel and we encourage you to comment and share our episodes. That's where we need your support. SMETV levels the playing field when it comes to giving you and your business a voice. I promise you'll get heard. Joining me today are the founders from tech startup AirSmile, Dr. Heath Fraser and Rebecca VanZutphen, pioneers in digital dental. Welcome, Heath and Rebecca.
Hi, Angela.
Hi, Angela.
Rebecca, I'm going to start with you because, of course, while we do Zoom to cross over international borders, because it might as well be international borders because they want to keep us away from each other. While we do that, because there are 3 of us on this Zoom call now recording, we will unfortunately have to take it in turns to speak. Unlike being in the studio, we'll be able to join in mass conversation. So I'm going to start with you, Rebecca. Why AirSmile? Why do you want to take your normal world of what you recognise and understand and are trained in and then jump in the deep end on a tech startup?
Well, I guess for Heath and I, we've been in the industry combined for about 35 years, and 9 of those we've worked together. And over that time, we've seen some real barriers for patients. In particular, as you mentioned, 1 in 5 Australians don't get access or don't attend the dentist each year, which is significant. It's over 2 million. And so we wanted to create a platform or simplify that process and make that whole system more accessible and transparent for patients. And then also as business owners and managers, we also wanted to make that whole marketing and getting out there to patients, the right patients, a lot easier and more cost effective for the business.
Heath, when I think of the fact that, you know, you're a dentist, Dr. Heath, Dr. Fraser, you're a dentist, why suddenly want to get into this technical world? You're tired looking down at patients and creating them a whole world of pain? Not all dentists.
No, not at all. Look, for me, it was more about, the pain was probably more my own in a lot of ways. Like I could see that there was a gap, there was something missing. You know, I've been a dentist for 15 years and despite every effort that we make to try and make people comfortable, there was a missing element. And, you know, this is what this platform is all about. We feel it's going to bridge that gap between patient and dentist. So it's a win-win for all.
Do you think, Heath, over the years that you've been a dentist, are you surprised by the stats of 1 in 5 Australians don't attend the dentist regularly because of cost?
Absolutely. It's a very, very costly service to consume. So those stats don't surprise me at all. In fact, what's interesting is those stats are actually increasing. There was a recent study that's just been brought out to show that despite even having health insurance, people are still avoiding the dentist due to cost, which is very alarming.
Well, we know that health insurance as a rule doesn't like to cover a lot of dental costs. That's always the big pain point that you end up saying, why do I pay for health insurance when it hardly covers any dental? So it never fails to amaze me though, Heath, that good dental hygiene is something that impacts your own health of your body, and the medical profession knows that. Civilians or patients aren't aware of that. So in the long term, looking after yourself from dental hygiene perspective will actually save a lot of costs long term for your health.
Absolutely. And, you know, this is something that we speak about all the time, is that the cheapest way, or the way to avoid the cost of the dentist, is that preventative program. So what we see is this spiraling cycle whereby people avoid the dentist due to cost, and this only amplifies the issue whereby the costs increase, perhaps the trauma of the procedure increases as well. So this is what AirSmile is all about, is to bring that access back to the community, give that control back to the Australian public so they can start on this preventative regime, and, you know, everyone wins, dentists win as well. This is what dentists want too.
Rebecca, when you guys sat down and came up with the idea and had your aha moment, you know, let's build a tech startup portal in effect. Do you think it's your years of experience as a practice manager that maybe helped you with this project overall? I mean, you know, you've had to create a website which looks fantastic, by the way. It's very interactive, but you've also had to develop a patient portal and a dentist portal.
That's right, yes. And I think the fact that Heath and I are dental professionals is what makes this platform so unique. And because we've taken all those experiences and the things that we've witnessed over this time in the industry, and we've tried to put all those features in the platform to make it easy for both the dentist and the patient. So absolutely, I think our experience is the thing that sets us apart.
So you've gone from being in a practice, seeing patients on a daily basis and having that part as a business. Mm-hmm. You've now branched out and become entrepreneurs by building this startup and focusing on dental digital, if you will, as you say it. Mm-hmm. And you've had to come across your own set of problems, because building a tech platform and allowing for all of those things to be able to interface, because it's not just, you know, we can say it very easily, patient portal, dentist portal, but Heath, behind all of this is the coding and everything. I mean, it's a medical profession, just putting in the codes to be able to compare prices. And what I'm going to do is I'm asking you this question, Heath, of how you've had to relook at everything, and then go to Rebecca on just take me through the 1, 2, 3 steps of what AirSmile is. So Heath, when we look at what you've had to develop and take into consideration, it's not as straightforward a tech startup as, say, Angry Birds, for instance.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, there's so many complicating factors that come into it. But we're extremely lucky. We've been able to engage a team which is so experienced in the tech side of things. So we've been able to focus on the real issues, which have been around the patients having control, the confidentiality of the records, and then the ease of that facilitating into a booking into the patient into a dental practice that the patient's after.
So Rebecca, the whole premise around AirSmile is for a patient to be able to find a dentist that's perhaps local, or that they can also request a quote for the work that they want have done, and then find a dentist that works for them in terms of how they respond to the quote. But let's go through AirSmile as if you're a patient or a civilian signing up. What's the 1, 2, 3 process that happens here?
Okay, so I guess the thing that sets us apart from other platforms is the quoting and the comparing capability. So if you go to the dentist today and you receive a quote for a treatment, and you would like to compare not only the costs, but reputation and the services, and try and find a good match for you, you can go home, download the app, and it will scan the codes and all of the details off that, and it will populate a comparison quote based on our AirSmile dentist members. And so that's
just to clear that up for people. If you get a quote from a dentist for work, each piece of that work has a code.
Yes, that's correct.
Because so you might be able to claim it, and you need to know what the codes are for claiming, right. But it also works for getting a quote from someone else.
That's right. And I guess this is where our experience in knowing how the system works is we've been able to create and build the platform so it can read that information. So patients don't have to necessarily know how it works. They just have to be able to use their phone to scan it, and all the information is populated for them.
So they have to sign up, they download the app, they can put in the quote.
Yes.
A little bit similar to like High Pages, where you search for a tradie. Yes. There's other similar platforms, absolutely, in other industries, and I guess that's our hope, that it's been well received by the public and the industries. Like Auto Guru, for example, is another platform that's very successfully done this. And so, we're really hopeful that the consumer or the patient is now familiar with this whole process, and so it's going to be quite easy for them to adapt into their lives. So they get a quote, they put it in. Go ahead, Heath.
Sorry, I was just going to say, and I feel like this is almost an expectation, a demand that the public has now of any service or any product that they're getting, and so we're super excited that we've been at the forefront, and it's industry-led as well, to bring about this service to the Australian public for the dental sector.
Heath, I don't want to put you on the spot as a dentist, but do you think this creates the opportunity for more transparency in terms of cost for dental work and what exactly is going to be done? I'm not saying that people are getting ripped off, but there's a chance here for that to change a little bit.
Yes, absolutely. And you know, like going into this, one of my concerns was that the industry will push back, you know, but what I've learned in the last couple of months is that fear, it wasn't actually true. And so what we've seen is that dentists, they knew this was coming. It was always going to be there. And so what we found is there's some excitement and almost relief that it's the industry itself that's actually on the forefront of that. So we can take control of that in a responsible way from a clinician's level.
So Rebecca, you put in for your quote, it's then up to the dentist to respond if they want to also give a quote?
No. So again, because we're trying to please both sides of the market, and so as business owners, we understand that could be quite time consuming. And so dentists, when they're on board with us, they give us their information, and the quote is instant for the patient because the information's already in the back end.
Oh, so it marries it up.
Yes, that's correct. Yes.
And then you get options.
That's right. So then you have a directory that appears once you've uploaded your quote, and that directory showcases each practice individually. So it will provide information on the quote, the total quote for the treatment plan, but then also the ratings, which we're really focusing on. Reputation is everything. And then the services that they offer, the location. So all those other things that people come to expect and use when they're trying to make a decision about finding a right service or product, we've sort of encapsulated all of that within the directory. And then the patient...
So there's an opportunity here for patients or consumers or customers, because they're going to cross over all those levels for you now. It's an opportunity to go in there and say, you know, Dr. Fraser, 4 stars, 5 stars?
Yes, but only if you have had an appointment. So as I said, we want to protect our dentist members and their reputation, and therefore only once you've attended an appointment, you will be invited to leave a review for that dentist.
Now this is a business, so the platform itself obviously is a business, it's not a not-for-profit. How does this work in terms of who's paying the costs here? Is it free for the patient?
Yes, that's right. So it's 100% free for the patient. That was always something that was going to be the number one for Bex and I when we started this. Patients have to have access and it be easy to use. From a dentist perspective, so there is a fee for the booking. However, given our industry perspective, we're very well aware of what those costs typically are for a practice. And so we're ensuring that we don't make that a barrier for dentists to want to join. So it really is, or we're hoping it really will be a win-win for both dentist and patient.
How time consuming, Rebecca, has this whole journey been to get AirSmile to where it is today?
Well, it's one of those labours of love, I guess. You know, we are very passionate about it, but yes, extremely time consuming because we haven't given up our day jobs. We are still working within the clinic, so the practice that Heath owns and I help manage. And so, you know, it's days and nights and weekends and all the things, I guess, that any startup entrepreneur goes through. But no, we're loving it.
Well, you're entering the world of being a business owner and an entrepreneur, and you're looking at the tech world. And it's also a business, an online business that technically can make money while you sleep, which is the best form of business to be investing in. So you venturing into this world now, it's very different because whilst the tech platform can operate without you manually being there to drive it, you're now entering a 24/7 routine of being a business owner. Heath will tell you that that doesn't end when the sun goes down. Yeah. Are you extremely excited to suddenly be developing such a unique and I think Australian first platform?
Oh, it's just been incredible. I mean, for Heath and I, having built a business up together already, we're really excited, and we were looking for a project to work on together. And we never thought when we started out that it would turn into this massive national thing like this that we're now on the path to obtaining. But I'm so excited. Yeah, there's no words.
So Heath, we've run out of time, but very quickly, when are you hoping to launch?
So we're going to be launching in Brisbane first off as a pilot program. So we don't want to go national until we ensure that we're delivering on the service that we're promising for the public and for dentists. So we're hoping next month in Brisbane, and then from there we'll have to see how we go. But we're hoping early next year for national.
Well, we'll make sure we keep everybody apprised of when AirSmile.com.au actually has their official launch, and then it continues from there. It'll be very exciting to see how you go, and we wish you both more than the best of luck. I don't think you need that because you've already done the hard work. Thank you both for joining us today. For everyone out there in YouTube land, if you haven't subscribed, you need to take your finger and press subscribe. It's that easy. Piedmont Studio, thank you so much for making us look and sound good. And to the SMEA Association, we thank you for the opportunity you give the SME community. If you have any comments, tips, tricks, or stories you'd like to share with the SME community, you can send them directly to me, news@smea.org.au, and we're across all the socials. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you, Heath. Thank you, Rebecca.
Thanks,
Thank
Angela.
you. Bye.